What if the world you experience every single day is just a dream? It's a huge question, right? Well, in this explainer, we're diving into some incredibly profound spiritual teachings that do just that. They challenge our entire idea of reality to show us the real root of our suffering and the path to freedom that, believe it or not, might be a lot closer than any of us think. So these teachings really don't pull any punches. They start right out of the gate with this incredibly stark image. We're told we're lost, wandering around with bandaged eyes in pitch dark gloom. Now, this isn't just some nice poetry. It's a diagnosis. It's saying that our suffering doesn't come from our jobs or our relationships, but from a fundamental blindness, an inability to see things as they really are. So let's step into that pitch dark gloom for a minute. The first thing we need to do is really understand where all this darkness comes from. And according to these teachings, the basic problem of human suffering isn't what happens to us, but this deep, internal state of confusion we're all walking around in. And here we get right to the heart of it. Our problems don't start out there in the world, they start right in here. The mind is compared to a flooded river. I mean, think about that. A powerful, chaotic force that, if you don't control it, just causes devastation everywhere it goes. The really big takeaway is that our outer world is so often just a reflection of our own inner chaos. Okay, so if the mind is deluded, what exactly is the delusion? What are we getting so wrong? This is where the teachings offer a diagnosis that is honestly pretty radical. The core idea is that what we think of as solid, everyday reality is actually an illusion. There's a specific term for this world illusion, Maya. It's described as this incredible energy that creates the whole complex, beautiful, varied world we see around us. But, and this is the paradox, that very same variety is what binds and blinds us. We get so caught up in the performance that we completely forget it's a performance, and we mistake it for what's real. And this comparison really shows you just how deep this idea goes. You know how we think about our dreams, right? This crazy world of nonsense where 50 years can fly by in 5 minutes. We just wake up and dismiss it. But these teachings challenge us to think bigger. They say that from a higher state, a state of realization, our waking world is no different. It's just another layer of the dream, just as temporary. Now that is a radical concept, and it's absolutely central to this entire path. So if we're all living in a dream, how do we wake up? This is where the teachings make a huge pivot, from diagnosis to revelation. And the solution isn't something we have to go out and find or build. It's something we just need to recognize, something we've had with us the entire time. To make this point, the source tells this incredibly simple but profound story. Imagine a woman just weeping, totally heartbroken because her most precious necklace is gone. She searches everywhere, her sadness just growing and growing. And then, in the middle of her frantic search, she happens to pass a mirror, and she sees it, the lost necklace. It was right there, around her own neck the whole time. That necklace, of course, is a metaphor. It's a metaphor for what these teachings call the Atma, the true self. We search for peace, for God, for meaning out there, just like the woman searched for her necklace. But the big aha moment is that this divine presence is the inner dweller. It's a spark that's already installed in every single one of us, whether we recognize it or not. Okay, but if it's already there, why can't we see it? Well, the teachings use another beautiful metaphor. The mind is like a mirror. And when that mirror is covered in the dust of our illusions, our attachments, our fears, it can't reflect the truth. So the spiritual path isn't about creating something new. It's about polishing that mirror so it can finally reveal what's already there. So if our task is to polish the mirror, how do we actually do it? What are the tools for this inner work? Well, thankfully, the teachings lay out a really clear and practical path for getting this realization. The source explains it like this. To cross the great sea of worldly life, you need a bicycle, and that bicycle needs 2 wheels. One wheel is the path of spiritual understanding, contemplating the eternal, the big picture. But the other wheel is the path of dharma, or righteous action in your everyday life. You can't have one without the other. You need both to stay balanced and to actually move forward. And what exactly is this path of dharma? Well, it's not some rigid list of rules. It's actually defined by its results. Does an action cause pain to you or to someone else? Then it's not dharma. Does it bring joy and stability? Then it is. Ultimately, it's about treating everyone as if they were your own self and acting from that language of the heart, with sympathy, kindness, and service. This path of purification is also described as uncovering 5 layers or sheaths that are hiding the splendor of that true self. The whole process starts with the physical, which is purified by good, clean food. It moves to our vital energy, purified by calm, steady breathing. Then to the mind, purified by holy thoughts. And each layer is cleansed, one by one, to reveal what's been shining within the whole time. So, what's the ultimate goal of all this purification and all this righteous action? To bring it all home, the teachings give us one final, incredibly powerful metaphor that really focuses the entire spiritual journey. The source gives us this image of a sculptor looking at a rough, hard boulder. Now, most of us would just see a rock, but the sculptor, they see the potential inside. They see the divine form that is sleeping in there, just waiting to be set free. And that metaphor leads directly to a question for every single one of us. If we're like that boulder, if we contain a divine form within us, then what is our purpose? What is the work we are meant to do? And the answer is so simple and yet so profound. Our task is to become our own sculptor. The spiritual path isn't about adding anything new to who we are. It's a process of subtraction, of chiseling away the rough stone of our illusions, our fears, and everything that is not our true self. And this leads us to the most provocative, most memorable idea of all. The final act of chiseling is to remove the ego itself, that small, separate I that causes all our suffering. The teaching suggests that we were born for one purpose, to let this limited self die, so that the universal self we've had inside us all along can finally be revealed.